What's up, everybody? Welcome on into this edition of Warchant TV. He is Michael Langston. I'm Aslan Hajavandi. If you're not a subscriber of Warchant.com, you should subscribe to Warchant.com. Obviously, use that promo code Warchant30, 30 for days of access. After that, you have to pay for membership. But our YouTube page right here, it's free. Subscribe to our YouTube page if you can. I don't know where the button is on your screen, lower right corner. Hit that button. It's kind of important to me. It makes me feel good about myself. But no, for real, it helps out. It's totally free. You can set your notifications for when you get alerts for when Michael drops videos like this or the podcast drops. We're not going to spam you with anything like that. It's free of charge. Hit the button. You know how it goes. Michael, we're here for a new feature, maybe the not-so-daily nugget. But Florida State fans have been just absolutely relentless when it comes to recruiting and wanting big-time guys at the offensive tackle position and big dogs on the defensive line. Games are won in the trenches. It seems like one of those positions is coming into focus with a real big dog from the Magnolia State, and that's Jalen Williams.
Yeah, Jalen Williams, he's originally from Tylertown, Mississippi, goes to Jones County Community College. That name should sound familiar to FSU fans because that's the same school as 2020 signee LaDainian Webb, who's already signed with FSU. Jalen and him are close. They know each other really well. So there's a lot of connections there. Slade Buckley, who is a defensive analyst at FSU, his dad is actually Jalen Williams' coach in JUCO. So I think his name's Steve Buckley. So there's a lot of connections that certainly are working in FSU's favor. I have a story coming up on Jalen. I talked to him Sunday, so that's going to be coming up. But certainly a guy that FSU's been hard on. I think FSU's been recruiting him for like 4 months. So Odell Haggins is leading the charge, as you would expect for a defensive tackle. But certainly I think things are trending in a positive direction right now for FSU.
Is there anything that's kind of maybe stood out, you think, in the recruitment of Jalen that things have heated up between the two sides?
I think it's just the consistency of what FSU's brought. The thing that I took away when I talked to Jalen was, you could really sense that the trust he has in FSU and comfort is a big deal for him. He's going to take 2 visits to FSU. He's already told me he's taking an unofficial visit, and then he's going to later take an official visit. FSU is, I've heard, going to be the last official visit that he takes. So you could see the different things working in FSU's favor that are certainly in a positive direction. Early on, Ole Miss was a team that I thought was a major contributor. I think FSU has definitely trended a little bit past more of them. And like I said, comfort. And then when we look at another thing that stood out to me when I talked to Jalen was, we all know Marvin Wilson, Corey Durden, both of those guys are leaving after this year. So that's going to give him a chance to play early, and that's a big factor in Jalen Williams' recruitment. So you look at all the boxes that need to be checked off for FSU to possibly be trending here. I think FSU checks that off. Relationships, connections with former friends and players like LaDainian Webb. Obviously, Slade Buckley at FSU. His head coach knows him really well since that's his son. So I think when you look at all those things, it certainly adds up to some positive direction for FSU.
Who else you think is in the thick of this with Florida State when it comes to Jalen's recruitment?
I'd say Ole Miss still, Missouri. Those are some teams. He wants to visit Georgia and Alabama. Those are places, the schools that haven't offered him. Not sure they will because, like I said, FSU can offer immediate playing time. I'm not sure those 2 schools can offer that. So I think those are some of the schools. He's up to 10 offers right now, but certainly the vibe I get with, from my FSU contacts and just people around his recruitment that are in the, close to the Jones County community area, they tell me that, FSU is the team that's trending and as the team that has some momentum there.
Fun fact for you, I mean, you mentioned the Buckley family. Steve Buckley was actually head football coach at Petal High School, which is next to Hattiesburg, and then he became the offensive coordinator for 1 season at Southern Miss. I think that's he's actually coached now at Jones County Community College, so that's the whole tie-in, right?
Yep.
So
that's
a good thing. That's a good thing. So
yeah, and especially for a position, they really need to load up. I mean, I'm thinking like 3 to 5 guys if you can get that many. Jalen's just one of them. Obviously, the big fish I've talked to him about many times is Tywon Malone. He's a 4-star, Rivals 250 kid that's really high on Odell. Believe it or not, he's a baseball prospect too. He's a big-time baseball player. So he's a guy that's going to play both sports and in college, and I think that works for FSU's advantage. Biggest competition there is Ohio State. I think he's going to visit all these schools, and certainly I think it's going to come down to Ohio State and FSU, but certainly that baseball aspect is going to definitely trend more for FSU. I mean, Ohio State's not known for their solid baseball program, so if baseball continues to be a big factor in his recruitment, that's a one that could use positive direction. I've mentioned Christopher Thomas. He's committed to Florida. I think he eventually flips to FSU. I think that's one they can get. So off to some good momentum already with the defensive tackle position. When you look at that, I think Tywon Malone would really, if you can pull that kid, that would solidify your position. Lee Hunter, Auburn commit, is another one to watch out for. Marquise Robinson out of Milton, Florida. He's another one that FSU is heavily involved with. So they've got several options, but I think I don't get the sense that Jalen's like in a hurry to decide, but certainly one of those dominoes that they can start, that might pick up the pace for FSU to land multiple guys at that position. But certainly I think at this point, I haven't put in a forecast for Jalen, but I'm kind of close to that. As far as I think I'm just waiting for him to take one visit to FSU, and if everything goes smooth, I think that's the direction I'm going to go. But certainly, trending in the right direction or a positive direction right now for Jalen Williams.
Michael giving you folks the PRB treatment. He's giving you the Warchant.com subscriber treatment right there. If you like the video, could you please click like on the bottom of your screen, that little thumbs up or whatever. Again, these are the things that we're judged on in the year 2020, everybody. It's free of charge. You just hit the like button. We'd appreciate it. Plenty more insight and access to Florida State's recruiting efforts over on the PRB, the Premium Recruiting Board on Warchant.com, all courtesy of our own Michael Langston. Michael, as always, man, your time, it's appreciated.
You got it.